Hello and welcome to today's lesson on rotations, orbits, and the seasons. This is the first of two lessons that are going to cover our unit on Earth's place in the universe. The objectives for today's lesson are to describe how the tilt of the Earth causes our seasons, explain why the northern and southern hemispheres experience opposite seasons. So right now it's fall here in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere in Australia it's spring. We also need to understand the difference between a rotation and a revolution. Three essential questions. By the time we finish this lesson, which will include both this video, our learning stations, and a couple of hands-on activities we'll be doing in class, you should be able to answer the following questions. So what happens as the Earth rotates on its axis? What happens as the Earth revolves around the sun? And what causes the seasons to change? There are a lot of vocabulary words that go along with this lesson. We have annual, astronomy, axis, Earth, ellipse, equator, gravity, longitudinal, migration, nebula, hypothesis, orbit, position, revolve, rotate, season, space, sun, and thermometer. Now, I know that a number of these words are very familiar to you, but there may be a few new words. So you need to make sure that by the time we finish this lesson, you understand what all of these vocabulary words mean. So what does it mean when something rotates? I'll give you a hint. The Earth in the background of this slide is rotating. So when something is rotating, it means that it's turning on its axis. Think of a ballerina or a figure skater spinning on her toes. That's when something is rotating. In addition to rotating, the Earth also revolves in an orbit. So now rotating is spinning on your axis. Revolving is when you're traveling around something else. So the Earth revolves around the sun while it is rotating on its axis. Do you think that the entire time the Earth is traveling in its orbit that it's traveling at the same speed? What about the other planets? There's a lot of other planets in our solar system. Do you think that they are all travel at the same speed in their orbits as the Earth does in its orbit? Have you ever thought about what keeps the planets in orbit around our sun? These are all very good questions and ones that we will need to have answers on before we reach the end of this lesson. Now I know this is easy. You can name the 4 seasons in this picture because here in the Northeast we have all 4 of these seasons every year. But do you know what causes the seasons to happen? I'm going to give you a hint. The seasons have everything to do with how the Earth revolves on its axis and rotates around the sun. Now we've got a couple of crash course astronomy videos coming up that will explain to us exactly how the Earth revolves and rotates and how the other planets in our solar system do the same.